How do? It's another little mini Jurassic Park session. Today I was actually looking to get all of the hoops on. What I need to do is just weld some little bars across there just so they stay in place. But as you can see, it's been a dry month all month, and then when I decide to do some welding outside, it rains, so I'm not going to do that. What I have done though is I've managed to track down a new spare tyre which I've just had put on the rim today, which I'll get to put on there. So I'm just going to pull that out the Land Rover in a minute. Oh, mini Jurassic Park still there. I have to make sure I don't stand on them. So yeah, it's a tad heavy, that wheel and tyre, so I'm gonna get it out, plus the old spare, which I'll stash somewhere for now. I might turn it into a big plant pot, I don't know yet. I'll get that off and see what I can do to it. I took it out for a spin the other day. It's still a little bit ropey, so I've got some Red X stuff, fuel injector cleaner stuff, so I'm going to put some of that in the tank. I'm wondering if there's still some water in the tank, so I might need to drain a bit more off. Right, get out the way, use. Right, bugger off then. See, it's not raining under the truck. Right, that's why I replaced the spare. So yeah, that's not too bad on its own. But will I get this off myself? Yeah, both hands I think. Hold on. Right, got the knackered tyre and the new spare out the way. So that's going to stay there until it stops raining. I was hoping it was going to stop raining long enough just to do some quick welds, but it doesn't look like it. So what I've done, I've just been in the garage, found an old little bit of flat bar. It's a little bit on the thin side, a little bit flimsy, but it just needs to fit on like that. Weld it, you know, a couple of snots on, as my father used to say. It doesn't have to be that, well, it needs to be strong enough to last over the weekend, because I'm going taking it to a truck show. Get that on, does the job, but it needs to be easy enough to take back off, because what I need to do apparently is get some more box section, open it up, weld it on the top of here, because that needs to be twice the height according to pictures of other Simcas online. So I've got the bits cut ready, like I say. I just need a dry spot. I could actually just get a bit of tarp over my head and do it like that. There's a thought. Right, let's see if I can find something to stick over my head and get me dodgy flux core mig out. So, right, I'll see you in a minute. Right, still raining, so I thought put me cheap flux core under some plastic, and I've got some ratty old ply just to make a roof light. So I'm going to give that a go. If I don't film anything else, then it's because, you know, I got electrocuted and I died. So hopefully I'll see you in a minute. Right, I'm quite relieved to say that I didn't die. I've just put some really ugly welds on there. Ugly but solid. I've just stuck a little bit of paint on just to hide a bit how ugly they are. Yeah, so I'm going to do the other side and start sticking my hoops on, and hopefully I still won't die. Right, both sides done, and can you believe it, just when I'm finishing off it stops raining and the sun comes out. Never mind. Right, I'm gonna start wrestling with the hoops. Oh, before I wrestle with the hoops, I need to trim a branch or two off. Otherwise I'm just going to get treed to death. So yeah, trim a couple of branches, stick some hoops on, see what it all looks like. Right, that wasn't so bad. That's them all on. So the reason, well, that I need to make those bits higher is because these only come up to about raspberry height when you're standing up. So to get another foot or so, I need to extend the things that they're sitting in, so they're about another foot high. And I'm assuming you fix them in place, because it looks like there's a little screw hole sort of thing there. Could be wrong, I don't know. But yeah, they all went in first time. It'll do for the weekend, so I can cope with sort of being stooped over in my makeshift camp for the truck show. If I think it's going to stay dry for the next few days, I might see if I can put the tarp on. Well, I'll have a go now. Yeah. In fact, what I'm going to do now it's dry, is actually start wire brushing the hoops down, get a bit more paint on, because that's easy enough done. Well, the hard bit's going to be getting back down to get me drill to get back up. Right, I'll do that, I'll see you in a minute. Right, there's the hoops painted, and I'll go underneath. So I'll see how they nip up once the tilt's on. If I need to, I can just take a little shim in just to hold it in place. But yeah, that's alright. I've actually got a bit of headspace now, seeing as I've trimmed a couple of branches. I think I'm going to take that one as well, just so I don't have to keep ducking down. So it's a nice plum tree, but I'll never get to eat any, because as soon as they turn ripe, all the dicky birds eat them. Bastards. Never mind. Seems it's turned into a nice evening. There you go, there's some sky. I'm tempted to start wrestling with a tilt. I'll pull the shitty green top off and I'll have a look. If it's too much of a pain in the arse, I'll not do it. Right, let's have a go. Yeah, cat on a not a hot tin roof. Just ignore us. She bloody is as well. Just when I roll it back, so much for keeping the tilt dry. So I think it's one of those teabag tops with 2,000 perforations in. So Well, bloody hell. I'll just keep pulling the top off and then see how it all looks. Balls. There's probably a fish in there somewhere. Well, you know, I said there could have been some fish in there. It's a bloody frog spawn. What a bloody cheek. Right, I think while this is half up, I could start power washing it off. Do this bit, get it over this hoop, and then do the next bit. And then that should be less of an arse ache. So, right. Looks like I'm power washing. Right. It's already soaking wet, so. Right, see what it looks like in a minute. Right, put that there a minute. So well, she was looking in this direction. There she is. Hello. Yeah, right, just ignore us again. Right, I wasn't expecting to be power washing today, but here we go. Hope the battery doesn't go. Come on. Bringing a leak. Hold on a minute. Right. It's still leaking. I'll stick these on pause a minute. I'll see if I can fix me leak. There you go, fix me leak. Such a child. Oh, it's not going to come out. Right, I think I've got some J's fluid or something nearby, and I reckon if I just get a brush, that'll take that crap off. So I'll pause with me phallic artwork for a bit and see if me J's fluid or something will do the job. Right, couldn't find any J's fluid, but I found some Vim and an old brush. So it's not perfect, but I'm going to give it another little blast. Hold on, where's it gone? Yeah. It's looking better. It's not perfect, but don't care. So I'm now going to wrestle with this and see if I can get it over this next hoop. So I'll put you down and I'll pick you up in a minute. Right, slow going. I still need to poke it through so it's not sagging there, but that's when I shake this Vim stuff on, give it a scrub. That's the difference. So it's absolutely hacky black there, and it's, oh, hello cat. So I'll persevere with that, see if I can get most of that off, and then I'll take it to the next hoop even, and then I can get in underneath, poke it around a bit and make it look like something. Right, get back to me scrubbing. Oh, that was interesting. I just need to sweep up a bit, get the spare back in, but look, I got it on. Fancy that. It's a little bit wonky still, but I can fine tune it. It was sagging a little bit, so that's why I've just added some bungees just for a bit extra support. You can see, yeah, it's definitely comfortably a foot or so too low. So those, where's my finger? Oh, there's my finger, enormous now. Those bits need extending upwards so the hoops sit in higher, so the tilt sits in higher, and that way I'm not going to be the hunchback of Notre Dame hobbling around inside the back. And I'll be able to see out the back properly. So the other thing strangely about the truck, I don't know if I'd mentioned it in another video, for some reason somebody decided to bobtail it, so there's about 18-20 inches or so shortened off the back, which means, you know, the distance between the hoops should be the same all the way down, and you can see how much it's short. So what I'm going to do is just get some clamps. I'm just going to roll it up so it nips it all up. I'm going to let it dry out first. I'll just roll it up, clamp it over the weekend, because I think I'd rather be able to use the back properly. But yeah, fancy that. It has been power washed off and scrubbed. That's either not as manky as it seems, or either I cannot see it and the camera showing up more mank. I don't know, but it's just, you know, it's had a bit of dampness and a bit of, you know, I think it's been folded up and stored for a while, but you know, it's had a good scrub, so it's a lot less minging than it was. Yeah, right, I'm going to sweep up a bit more, get the rest of the leaves out. If I feel really adventurous, I might get the spare back in, but I don't know. But either way, I've got to paint the little spare wheel thing space first. Well, I'll see how I go. I'll sweep it out, I'll see if I've got any energy left, and then I'll show you the outside. Right, I'm going to have a go. I've rolled it and I've moved it, and I have absolutely no idea what it weighs, but I'm not picking it up. So I'm going to try and roll it up there and then lever it in. And if that's too much, then I'll do it tomorrow. I'll dig out my me winch. So right, let's have a go. So I'll either see you in a minute or I'm off to hospital. Ball sack. There you go, did it. That was easier than expected. As long as it stays upright. As soon as it starts to overbalance it, yeah, that's when you find out how heavy it is. So right, I can't really zoom out much, but let's have a look. Oh, hang on a minute, that'd make a difference. So this should be, well, higher up I think, not. So there's about what, a foot ish. So it needs to be a foot higher and about 18 inches longer. So let's have a, oh, there was Denzel. Well, cannot really see it properly. Hold on, let's come round the front. Another cat. Yeah. What I'll do is, once I've actually rolled up the excess and then tidied it up, I'll get some extra bungees just to help it to all stay in place. Then I'll pull it out, I'll go for a little spin and shore it properly. Right, things I was supposed to do today, I was supposed to be doing easy work, was to wire brush that down, and then I'll go back to, there you are, just to wire brush all of that down, get the rust converter on, and then just brush a little bit of orange paint on that I had made up. Yeah, the guy said it needed a few repairs. There was a few little holes here and there. There is actually a tear in the stitching now because some silly twat pulled too hard on it when they were trying to set it up. So I don't know who did that. Dick. Yeah, it was getting caught on something in between. I think it's alright now ish, but even so, once I actually get it at the right height, it won't need to go down as far. So there you go. Yeah, I'll get all of that folded in and clamped up, and then oh, there you go. There's one little repair, and I think there was something else, another tiny little bit somewhere. There you are. But so far I think that's about all I can find for holes. You could see a little bit of daylight through there, was a little bit thin. Once it dries off, I'll get some waterproofing stuff on. That should be alright. But for what I paid for it, I'm quite happy like. So right, I'll go and get some tea and oh, dodgy zoom. Get some tea and I'll see you in a bit.